Hey, for the first time I heard about Perfect New World at a Chinese exhibition in the 2018 year. There it was demonstrated as some kind of next-gen MMORPG that would do away with all the games that existed at that time, but, unfortunately, it was not destined to come out at that time. And now, 5 years later, the first announcement of this game appeared. Initially, as always, we were shown a small beautiful trailer with the surrounding space, with beautiful locations. And they rolled out the requirements of the game, because initially it should be released for computers. Now you see these requirements on the screen, and in my opinion they are fucking overpriced. Some are not that overpriced for MMORPGs, because usually the requirements for MMO are quite average, so that they go on the maximum number of possible computers. They are overestimated even by the standards of AAA projects, which makes us immediately understand that the developers could not optimize. And considering that the game is also going to be released on consoles, optimization will suffer there, most likely. But in a recent interview, the developers tried to excuse themselves, saying that such high requirements, due to the fact that they want to test the game at maximum settings, allegedly. And then, in the process of developing and improving the game, the requirements will decrease, optimization will improve. Most likely, this is another bullshit, and I do not recommend you to believe in it. The developers also said that at first there will be 3 classes in the game, and then new ones will be added. Again, they will certainly be added, but the question of how soon is not clear. 3 classes for MMORPG is very small, especially for such a well-known franchise as Perfect Volt. I recently opened an entry on the PDA. It will last until the 24th of April. You can fill out the questionnaire using the link in the description. I will leave it. And the start of the PDA itself will be on the 4th of May. The PDA will not be held for the Russian region, so if you want to try your luck and get there, put a VPN, choose another country and put a country in the questionnaire, not Russia. Then maybe you will be chosen. Also recently we were shown a gameplay trailer of the game, well, supposedly gameplay, by which we can already judge what awaits us in the game. In the first part of the trailer, we are shown beautiful locations, beautiful landscapes and the epic state of 3 classes against the background of a huge tree. Then we are shown selections from these 3 classes. We have Galia Blade, Berserk and Mystic Sword here. Well, they show a well-developed character editor, which looks great by modern standards. You can edit anything and however you want. Then they show us a fight. It's supposedly a non-target system, but the gameplay shows that we capture the target and beat one target until it stops, until it dies, or until we change the target to another. It is also seen that each of the classes has its own chain of combo skills that will have to be used to attack opponents. And in general, according to the gameplay, according to the environment, we have big empty cities here, big empty locations. And according to the gameplay for these 3 classes, it feels like we have a small full-fledged MMORPG here, and a game a la Genshin Impact, where you run alone, maybe in a cooperative in a huge open world, go through quests, open a task, go through some puzzles that are shown to you here in abundance, and go to a 3 or 4-person dungeon, where you go through puzzles in the same way and fight the boss. Also, running around the world, you will be able to tame some spiritual beasts and use them to defeat some monsters. From the fact that this game is somehow related to the Perfect Volt franchise, we have a flight system. But it is not clear yet whether these will be full-fledged flights or just an opportunity to plan from point to point. But what is already noticeable, earlier each class in the laptop had its own means of flight, its own means of transportation. Here we have everyone flying on wings, and even for the amorphous. By the way, the amorphs are made very quickly. They look terrifying. So it turns out that we are most likely not waiting for a new updated PC, but a kind of Genshin-like game with a cooperative, with quests and the opportunity to run around a large empty world. Write what you think in the comments. It will be interesting for me to read it as always. If we manage to get to the PDA on May 5th, we'll see what kind of game it will be and whether it's worth waiting for at all. And also do not forget to subscribe to the channel, put likes and bang the bell. The Ion was with you. Bye to everyone.